Hello, people of God. I'm Paul James. Welcome to The Let Out. This week we talked about counting the cost of planning your life, particularly as you walk with Christ. Many people never fulfill their full potential because they failed to count the cost of their life choices and decisions. Following Christ has three major costs. First of all, following Christ costs you family norms. In the Bible, the concept of family is a fluid concept. And God said, for this reason, a man leaves his father and mother and he cleaves to his wife, and the two become one. The idea of family is to not only reside in a family, but to create a new one. The other thing about family is that Christ said that you must hate your father and your mother, and hate your brothers and sisters, and hate your wife or your husband, and even hate yourself if you're to follow him. Jesus is not anti-family, but he wants to make sure that when you put your love for family next to your love for Christ, your love for family looks like hate in comparison to your love for Christ. Secondly, following Christ comes at the cost of your own self-focus. Jesus tells us that in order to follow him, we must bear our cross. All of us have something we must deal with that is difficult, that is the result of the choice to follow Christ. Secondly, Jesus encourages us to budget our resources, that before we try to do anything, that we sit down and figure out what it's going to take to get it done. And thirdly, we must know our limitations. Jesus talks about a king with 10,000 soldiers that is going against another king with 20,000 soldiers. You can't die on every hill. You have to choose your battles, know your limits, and that is the cost of self-focus. And thirdly, following Christ costs you everything. Jesus said, unless you give up everything, you cannot be my disciple. Giving up everything means the capacity to say goodbye to people, places, and things when it clashes with following Christ. But giving up everything does not mean that I lose my essence. In fact, it's Jesus that is trying to preserve the real you by saying that when salt loses its saltiness, it's not good for anything. Jesus knows that if we give up everything, it will act as a preservative for the essence of who we really are. And here's a final thought. Being a follower of Christ means that you have the capacity to hear hard things from Jesus and love it. You may not like what Jesus says to you, and you may not like what you have to give up, whether it's family or self-focus or everything, but you ought to love it because it enhances your quality of life and preserves who you really are. He says, he who has an ear, let him hear what I'm saying. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to these videos. And I'll see you next time right here at The Let Out.